This changes everything. Norman Osborn knows Peter Parker's secret, but can he be trusted? A shocking betrayal could be just around the corner. Meanwhile, Spidey faces his toughest villains yet, and a huge mystery is unfolding right under our noses. If you thought this show couldn't get any crazier, think again. Buckle up, because today we're breaking down all the thrills, twists, and surprises of Episode 3. What's up, webheads? Welcome back to the channel, your go-to spot for all things Spidey and beyond. Today, we're breaking down Episode 3 of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and trust me, there's a lot to unpack. Secrets are revealed, alliances shift, and Spidey faces off against some high-tech troublemakers. And of course, if you haven't seen the episode yet, consider this your final spoiler warning. Now let's dive right in. Norman Osborn knows? Alright, let's pick up right where we left off. Norman Osborn drops the bombshell. He knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man. But rather than threatening to expose him, Norman plays it cool, treating Peter to a fancy dinner to discuss things further. Turns out, he's been keeping an eye on Spidey ever since he saved Harry in Episode 1. And here's the kicker. He created the Oscorp internship just to track down the genius behind the web fluid. Surprise, surprise, it led him straight to Peter. Norman even offers to bankroll Spidey's crime fighting with Oscorp resources, but Peter declines, at least at first. That is, until he sees Aunt May struggling financially. And let's be real, money problems are a classic part of the Spider-Man experience. So, could Peter really afford to say no? This moment really captures the weight of responsibility he feels, a theme that has always defined his character. There's something incredibly touching about Peter's hesitation here. It's not just about the money, it's about his principles. But seeing May boxing up Uncle Ben's old things, that hits hard. This small but powerful moment reinforces why Peter does what he does. Lonnie's family troubles. Meanwhile, we get some deep character development for Lonnie Lincoln. He finds out his little brother Andre got caught up with the 110th Street gang, tagging buildings and causing trouble. Lonnie, being the protective older brother, tries to save him, but the gang leader, Big Donovan, won't let Andre go without a trade. So Lonnie makes a huge sacrifice. He joins the gang himself to keep his brother safe. This is one of those moments where you can just feel the weight of Lonnie's decision. He's backed into a corner, forced to do something he knows will change his life forever. And the worst part? Andre doesn't even fully understand what Lonnie's giving up for him. This subplot is setting up some serious drama down the line. Spidey vs. Speed Demon and Tarantula. But now let's talk action. Enter this week's baddies, James and Maria, aka Speed Demon and Tarantula. These two are tearing through the city using some high-tech boots and gauntlets, courtesy of our mysterious Big Bad. And did anyone else catch that hilarious bit of casting? Speed Demon is voiced by Roger Craig Smith. Yep, the guy who voices Sonic the Hedgehog. Intentional or not, that's comedy gold. Now these guys completely catch Spidey off guard. Every move he makes, they've got a counter. But just when things look bad, Norman Osborn swoops in. Well, hacks in, giving Spidey some crucial intel. Turns out Speed Demon's boots have an audio cue before going into overdrive, and the two villains don't fight close together, meaning they're still getting used to their gear. Spidey takes advantage of this, and bam, webs him up and saves the day. By the way, if you're loving these deep dives into your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're covering every episode, plus tons of other Marvel content, so don't miss out. Now, let's get back to it. Peter and Norman, a new alliance? So, after taking down the villains, Spidey swings over to Oscorp. Norman examines the mystery logo on their tech, but even he doesn't recognize it. Dr. Octopus, maybe? Sideways infinity symbol, anyone? But the real twist here, Peter decides to accept Norman's help. That's right, folks, Norman Osborn is officially part of Team Spidey, for now. But let's be honest, how long before things go sideways? Nico's secret. Here's an interesting side detail. Nico casually drops that she's a foster kid. Seems small, right? But if you know your Marvel comics, this could be huge. In the comics, Nico's birth parents were actually supervillains. When she found out, she formed a team called the Runaways. Could we be getting a Runaways connection in this universe? Maybe even a tie-in with Cloak and Dagger? Marvel does love its crossovers. What's next? Overall, this episode had some great character moments. Lonnie's story, Peter's struggle with responsibility, and Norman's intriguing new role. But it did feel a bit more episodic than the first two, which had tighter pacing. And while Speed Demon and Tarantula were fun, they weren't the strongest villains. Still, plenty of seeds were planted for future twists. What do you guys think? Was this episode a step up or a step down? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe for more Spidey content. I'll be back next week with a breakdown of episode 4, so stay tuned. Until next time, keep swinging, true believers.